I never finished Bioshock. I forgot about that.
Finish that.
No.
Why?
It's just buggy, repetitive. Rather take a break from it. A really, really long break.
Ow!
Gameplay recording paused because you entered a block screen. Motherfucker, I ain't recording shit.
I know, it does that for every single game now.
Josh, stop recording.
I know, right? Quit recording everything.
Hey Jake, what are you playing?
YouTube and eating right now.
You don't play Siege?
Why is it so dark?
Maybe when I'm done eating. Well, I see how it is, you fucker.
It's very
This is
cranky.
why we're friends, and you know it.
Very, very cranky.
I ain't cranky, I'm just
You're cranky.
having fun.
I'm cranky.
How you doing, Cranky Pants? Yo, there's multiple games free this month now.
Yeah, because they gave out a stay-at-home shit.
Holy shit. I've never played Journey. I actually want to know what Journey's about.
I think that might be a co-op game.
Just until the logo's no like, oh, there's the logo.
So yeah, Josh,
What
you might have a
even-
co-op game right there.
I don't even know what Journey is.
Let's see if that works.
Well, it's about a journey, probably.
Jesus, I would love to know what this fucking game's about, but the background for it is fucking bright. I can't read the white words on it.
Can't read the white words on it.
God
Can't
damn.
see shit, man.
I think you should get some better eyes.
I have special eyes. Look with your special eyes.
Oh, Josh, by the way, I came back last night, or whenever it was, and I heard you saying we're on the blood path now to yourself in the party.
Okay, so a little backstory on that. I forget what was exactly said. But I'm playing Spider-Man, and they say something path. We're on the something path. And I'm like, we're on the blood path now.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's not creepy.
It's a Borderlands reference. This is an annoying ass mission. Oh my god. We're on the blood path now. Like, what the fuck?
There is oh darn. It's back in the camp, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's back in camp.
Dude, Siege is on mega sale. What the hell?
Dude, Siege is always having sale after sale.
It is $10 for the deluxe edition, dude. 10.
Bro,
What the fuck?
Upgrade.
Like, I know it's always on sale. I'm expecting it to go free to play probably within the next year or two. And then they're probably going to rack up in-game prices.
He'll come around once he's settled.
Oh my god!
It ain't becoming.
I'm not here for you.
Why are you here?
Is Jake's in here?
It's unbelievable.
I feel special now. Not the latent kind of special, like the normal kind. Not the I used the back of the scheduling sheet special.
Never ends, does it?
Alright, you bitch. Don't know what I'm supposed to do there, but alright.
Railway Empire. What the hell is this game?
I don't know. Go back to
Probably
you.
about an empire. Kind
The
of like how that Journey
railways?
game. Like on that Journey game. Probably about Journey.
Look, Ryan wasn't here. Stop being a dick. Because he is here now.
Oh, no, I'm being a dick because I wanted to be a dick.
That's fair.
The hell is this dumbass game? Run the block back now.
What you doing, Ryan? Oh, he is
Ooh, hello.
This is the dumbest looking game I've ever seen.
Hey, Arthur!
He's looking in the mirror.
What is it?
Just gonna back off of that.
We got something cooking you might be interested in.
Am I gonna like the sound of this?
Been cooking since Horseshoe, but you went and kicked up all that commotion in Valentine. We were preparing to rob the bank there until you got involved in all that nonsense, and I don't know, I just feel like it's unfinished business.
That wasn't my
What the
fault.
hell was that?
It's just one of them things.
How come every time
You
I get in
may-
trouble, I'm called a fool and an idiot? But when you get in trouble, oh, it's just one of them things.
It's a good point, Arthur.
A very good point.
All right, well, what do y'all want me to do?
Hit the goddamn bank with us.
You really think it's worth going back there?
4 of us can hit the bank easy, but I ain't gonna lie to you. There will be law if we linger.
And if serious?
No, local boys being rounded up and pressed into action.
Meaning?
If we go in quick and quiet, we can hit it just fine. If there's 4 of us, I mean.
Y'all think it's worth the risk?
It's a bank, Arthur.
So? Is the take good?
According to the fella I met, yes. It's the end of the stock sales. Plenty of money and plenty of people milling about.
All right, I suppose it's worth taking a look at least.
We should wait until the morning. In any case, I need to change out of these rags if I'm gonna be performing.
Okay. So, Bill, this better be worth it.
Oh, it is. We put a lot of research into this one.
I hope so. All right. Let's go.
Mr. Morgan,
Herr Strauss?
that man, the debtor, Thomas Downs, apparently he's dead.
Dead? Huh. Well, he didn't seem very well.
His wife, I believe he has a wife and child. She will assume the debt, of course.
Of course.
When you can, head up there and collect. We lent them a lot of money.
Okay.
Gentlemen, let's go rob ourselves a bank.
What's the plan then?
Oh, we're gonna send Karen on in ahead as a distraction. Then we're just gonna rush on in afterwards. Just a small bank in a little town. Nothing that big in way of security. We just need to bring you along as a insurance policy.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, let's move out.
So, tell me again about this big can't go wrong plan of yours.
Oh, it can go wrong. Anything can, once the shooting starts.
Well, that's reassuring.
Like I said, we'll see how it looks. If we can get in all right, we'll send Miss Jones ahead to the bank. They won't recognize her.
I'll show you boys how it's done.
What are you thinking this time?
I don't know. Fellers always like the lost little girl, but nobody plays a drunken harlot quite like me. It should work.
Once she's got them distracted, we'll move in.
When I was scouting the place the other day, there was only a couple of guards.
We deal with them and any customers who are feeling brave. And you always fancy yourself as the vault man,
Hey, Jake.
right, Arthur?
Yeah.
Hey,
Alright, it won't let me into my normal email, but I'm on my school email at least.
Best I do it.
Oh,
Better than
fuck.
nothing, I guess.
Well, I don't know if it'll let me send you a email for your school.
Why?
Like, through your school email. Because I tried to send myself from my personal email to my email, like my school one.
Mm.
They wouldn't let me send a work, like, file, like, for his homework. Because I'd accidentally did it on my normal email,
Mm.
and it wouldn't let me send that through. So I don't know if they'll let me send anything through for your school email.
yes, I know Morgan.
Stupid ass school email.
Can't believe you got me going back to Valentine.
Don't tell me it ain't hurt you leaving that bank behind.
Not really.
Work at town.
Hold on, I'm logging into my computer.
That's downright pathetic.
I guess we went a bit beyond working it.
You know what? I'm about to play some pool math.
You did, Morgan. Not me. I played it cool up there. Couple of punch-ups.
I wanna put that
dealt with some
the
old
Cookeria
crystals.
games.
Ah, is that right?
Like I said, you mess up, it's just one of them things. I mess up. I'm the prime.
Well, Bill, I don't know what to tell you.
Surprised you ain't already ripped me about that dynamite again. One mistake, and I'll never live it down.
What do you need? Pat on the back? A medal?
Just know, I got the lead on this one.
We'll see about that once things get going. Glad you and Lenny are along for this, Karen.
Someone's got to keep you boys out of trouble. I ain't sure even Lenny can be relied on to keep his head. Not after that night you two had in Valentine.
Yeah, I've been trying to forget that. What little I remember of it.
You've always been a bad drunk. And before you say it, I know. You're one to know one.
Guess we'll never learn.
And Bill ain't much better. So should we stop for some whiskey?
How about we wait till after the bank, alright?
Alright, I got in.
So, how are you feeling about this, Lenny?
Well, at first I thought it was a bad idea. But then I figured they all are if you think about them long enough.
Certainly have been recently.
Okay.
I mean, why the hell not?
What is your normal email?
We needed you along.
I appreciate the compliment.
Arse Bros.
And if we didn't rob this bank, we really would be slipping.
Anything else?
20.
Bravo 181.
Why are y'all sharing emails on my stream? I already muted them. I was about to tell you I'm muting them.
Guess we're doing this thing.
I'll text to it. No, because they can stream me. No, there's nothing bad about it. I just don't want people. If anyone does watch, I don't want anyone emailing me.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't want
There you
anybody
go.
emailing them either. So whenever they're done talking about their email and schools and stuff,
Stu, shut up.
Keep it down now. We're here.
just let me know when they're done talking about their emails and shit.
No, because it used to be, what was it? I think it was just Bubba 13. That was my age when I had my first email. And then I had to make a new one, so I'm like, oh, I'll just make a Gmail version of what my current one is. And I was like, oh, let's take it. I'll just add a few more numbers, and I was like, all right. Fuck.
Okay, let's leave the horses here off the main road.
The crash. I lost all my memories.
Okay, get ready.
Me too! It's a fucking truth. Oh. Fuck. I'm sorry. Fuck! Fuck!
Karen, go to work.
Of course.
Wally at Gmail.
Cool and follow
I
my
don't fucking know.
So, we never decided. Is it lost little girl you want, or the drunken harlot?
Dude.
So which one?
I think I'd like to see the little girl lost.
So even you long to
That
see
little
the
lock
fallen
in the
women,
search
are
bar.
there?
You see it? The little lock?
Heart. You really do.
If you're ready, get going.
Good luck, gentlemen.
We got this. Okay, we're going.
No, hold on. Wait till she's gotten real dead.
I'm with child, and it's
God damn.
go back to the workhouse.
Get your goddamn hands up! This is a goddamn robbery!
Nobody move! No word up! Nobody move! Don't make us hurt you! Here!
Look at you.
It's unlocked. We're good.
Oh, you think we're here for fun? No. Come on. Open the goddamn vault! Open it!
How's it looking? Are you in?
Nearly. This son of a bitch needs to get a move on.
Okay.
Just open the goddamn door. Too goddamn slow!
Come on, man. How long does it take to open the friggin' bank? Seriously, dude?
Are you talking to me?
No, this guy.
Oh. Not you! Shut the fuck up. 'Cause I sent something to Megan, and I thought she was replying to
Dude,
it.
get the fuck off me!
I'm in.
Yeah, because you guys were talking about emails.
Come make sure the chute behaves himself in here.
Come here. Open the lockbox as now!
The manager does that.
God damn it! Now what?
Guess I'll crack them or blow them up. Keep an eye out. I'll be as quick as I can. Reckon I'm gonna have to blow them.
Okay. We gotta move before they blow.
Oh.
The law will be all over us. Now, you shut the hell up and be still!
I'll keep a lookout at the door.
Hey, keep still. If I see that leg move again, you get a bullet in it.
Oh, Megan, you're good to unblock him, by the way.
Okay. I'll do that right after I...
I hear people out there.
Shut the fuck up.
We need to get out of here.
Mr. B. What the fuck?
Told you.
Don't count your chickens just yet.
Bubble gulp.
That's enough
Bubble
on
gulp.
cleared. This is looking good.
How much
Bubble
longer?
gulp.
Nearly there.
Okay, you reckon that's enough now?
Maybe. It's never enough.
Well, I am ready to get the hell out of here whenever you are.
Gentlemen, hurry! We seem to have some company.
Sorry, partner. Shit, hurry up!
I'll probably take a look at it tomorrow at some point.
Come out now! What do we do?
I don't know. Give me a second.
If the shooting starts, you're all dead.
I'll go. Follow me.
What are you, insane?
Probably. Don't shoot! Don't shoot him! I made a terrible mistake.
Get out of there, miss!
Sorry.
Oh, jeez. What's the cover button? What's the cover button?
Rule 31. That's all I can fucking picture when you say roll 20. Rule 31. Oh.
Crap. Oh, I didn't tell y'all about the bot. You send them those screenshots.
I did it. But I can't. So
Telling you to
Megan,
send them.
Oh, so Megan gets a bot, and we're just talking, and she's like, "The bot just sent me titty pics." I'm like, "Oh, are they good titty pics? Send it to me. It's for science. It's for research. I just want to know if bots are sending good titty pics."
I didn't know Josh was this desperate.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It's all a joke.
You
and
know
Megan
what?
actually
I
sent
was
them
at
all.
work,
He
and
needs
this
a
bot sends me some, like, fucking titty pics, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of sad. Because number one, it's a bot. Number two, I'm at
Wait,
work.
hold on, Jake. Is it for science?
No, I just want to know. Were they? I don't want to see them. I just want to know. Were they good?
Oh my god. Oh, hold up.
Alright,
If you
Jake, I'm out
send me a picture, I'm gonna be pissed. So wait, you're in the, like on the site?
My
Go to the
hand.
tab where it says games,
Okay.
and just click on games. You don't have to
My
go down to
Games?
my games. Just
I'll just
you
click on
can, but most of the time you can just click on games.
it. Okay. It says launch game.
Does it say like test one shot?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, if you want to continue like setting shit up, you can. Well, hit launch game to make sure you can run it. But if you want to continue setting shit up, you should or just tell me and we can make your character and stuff.
Oh, there it is. Give me my hat back. Get in my hat!
It takes time to load in because it's the free version of the game, so or the free version of like the site and accounts. So, do you see the like the picture?
Just because it's just like flashing through a bunch of images.
Let me see.
Why are they going that way?
What do you send me a picture of what you see?
Dude, I can have my camera on in this thing?
Yeah, I just hit the X so that like I don't have my camera on, but yes, we can use cameras and stuff for this. We can talk and do everything through this site.
Okay, I'm looking at... what it is.
Is it like a picture of 3 people?
Yeah.
Alright, then you should be seeing this the correct thing. Alright, you see on the right, like that, like the chat log?
Yeah.
That's where like every roll is gonna happen. So like anything that we do, like dice-wise or whatever, that's gonna show up in there. As you can see, like it's gonna show up there. That's where you're gonna see everything that we need to know. You see at the top of that like column the tabs.
Yeah.
All you need to worry about is the little chat one, and then if you go 2 over from chat, the one that says journal.
Okay.
You can change the name and shit later. So, you should see a thing that's like a weird ass name that just appeared under the journal section.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna edit this. So
how do I move the thing up?
What, the like your camera, like what you can see?
Yeah.
If you look at the top right just before the column, you should see a zoom feature.
Yeah,
I put mine
zoom
to like 70%, and then you can, if you right click and drag with your mouse, that's how you can move it around. Like you move your camera around. Right now, because I'm setting up the other shit, even if I can choose what you guys see, like what screen you're on. So right now, since I'm setting up the other shit, even if I went to show it to you, it would be all blacked out because of the way I have it. If you click on that little fake character name shit, it should say,
Even if it did come with a heap of trouble.
like character sheet. You should have a tab in that says character sheet.
Alright, where am I going? Journals?
Yeah, go to journals and then click on the weird name thingy. So it should say character sheet, like there's tabs.
Let me see, look, I'll show you what I'm looking at. Wait, are you looking at the cameras right now?
What's up? Oh, that's not the picture that was sent though. But I was like, yeah, that's funny.
At the 2 things you sent. So go back to the journal section. I didn't get anything that you just sent, like that I heard you taking screenshots for. What did you send it yet, or?
Yeah, I'm at the journal section right now. It just says jukebox.
Journal? No, you're at the jukebox section. Go to the top, like,
damn it,
and go over. It looks like a little newspaper at the top.
I'm gonna mute you all. I'm gonna. Taskmaster just attacked.
That's good. Then do you see something named like Libby or EB whatever?
No, I just clicked on it. I think it's loading the white screen right now.
I said that you can edit this.
Right now it's just all white.
Huh.
My husband's not cold in the ground and he'll come back here.
Edit.
I nearly paid off what was owed.
Your husband knew the rules when he took.
What about now?
Now I'm real sorry about the way things turned out.
Should I refresh my page?
Just click off of the journal tab, like go to a different tab, and then click back into journal.
And he did good.
Still
There
white.
wasn't no choice in that. And you as good as killed him yourself. Don't kid yourself. You had a choice.
Yeah, then I'd refresh it.
Killing was something I cared about.
You ever wonder about eternity? You should.
I hope it's hot and terrible, Mrs. Downs. Otherwise, I'll feel I've been sold a false bill of goods. Now, please, give me that money.
He's so cold.
Either you got a
So if you want to,
lazy
just
eye or
right now, I
lack of
can help you
respect.
get your
Which is it,
character
boy?
creation out of the way.
Ain't got no lazy eye. Or respect for the
I
likes
just
of you.
kicked Taskmaster off the fucking roof.
Finished mourning your
I see your face.
I'll keep her in black.
Oh
On
shit.
your behalf. You think I'm
I don't know how to
happy?
turn my
You
camera on.
shall
Hold
say.
on. No, I
Turn
can
it.
join
Events
you.
transpire.
Turn yours on.
Let's stick to them books because mark my
Hold on, bro. I gotta
vengeance is
gotta figure out how to
I
do
forget
it.
that activates every time I put the page
Thank
up.
you for your punctuality.
Woo!
Next to godly.
Can you
I
move
don't
the
think
computer
I've-
too?
That's cleanliness.
No, I don't.
That's my mic's moving. I'll just deactivate
Oh
it.
yeah, I hear you now.
Good day.
No.
Try to mute yourself from the.
From the party?
Jesus, Taskmaster.
Yeah, for the party.
Can we go again, please?
Did you hear it? I just screamed your name.
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
To turn your
what?
camera off, or to turn it on, you're just in that little box where like it shows your face. Mine just has like a little video camera. You just click it and turns it on and off.
I think I had to reload mine because I just changed the settings to allow it.
Megan,
So
you know that was funny.
I'll just do that later.
What was funny?
So
That picture.
Ryan, if you go to the journal section again, you should see
You're
that.
weird
I'm
and
here.
disgusting.
I'm at
Yeah, you can change the name later. Just click on that, and then you should see where a tab in that where it says character sheet.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
Oh shit.
now it should say use the character mancer, create an NPC, or edit sheet directly.
Alright, what am I hitting?
Character mancer. All right. Now, if you want to read that, you can, but basically what it says is this is a step-by-step process that makes building a character simple and streamlined. Any changes you make in this are saved. Sometimes it's a little iffy on like if you like go to a different tab and then come back if it's actually saved or not. But you can start by just hitting next or clicking race at the top.
Alright, I'm at race.
God help anyone who tries to get past you.
All right. Hit the thing where it says choose race.
Okay.
Now you see all those races?
Mm-hmm.
Any race that you choose should be or it's not going to say anything when you choose it, but if you look at the right where it says like racial traits and stuff, it'll each race has its own traits and like pros and cons.
Ryan, do you
to it.
remember Neverwinter and how each race had a like if you were a human, you get like a +1 to everything, and like
That's what I was
Or,
thinking. Like I could have swore I've seen this stuff
Yeah,
before.
humans have that in this. So it's basically that. So whatever race you choose, you'll see its traits on the right, its ability score increases, stuff like that.
certain
So-
races are better at certain things.
Yes. And another thing, if you want to make your character actually like realistic, make sure you read like what ages each race is considered to be like dead at. So like if you're a human, don't make your age like 120 because then you're fucking dead. And then alignment, basically in this game, you as like a person will know like the right choice or like what you would do, but your alignment chooses like whether or not you're evil or good. And like there's a ton of in-betweens. Huh?
Wouldn't be bad.
Well, okay, so there's two kinds of bads. There's like I don't care, I do things for myself kind of bad. Like there are people
Alright,
who
well,
just steal from
tell
their own
me-
teammates.
Tell me what alignment you choose, because the alignments they don't really mean that much in like everyday situations, depending like unless you're like an extreme. And if you're lawful good, that means you are the good of good. You do things for good. Anything evil, you destroy. If you're chaotic evil, you're evil evil. Those affect like everyday life. Anything in between that is like
I don't know.
there's gray areas to them. So tell me which one you choose. I'll tell you kind of where that lies within what you would do, what your character wouldn't consider doing. Like if you're chaotic good, which is what I make most of my characters, you'll do evil, but for like the good of like others and shit.
You're very selfish with that one, pretty much.
Yeah, my first character was chaotic evil, and I stole from a shop for the good of the party. So it was justified, but I stole from the shop. And then it's gonna ask you to choose a sub race. Once you figure out your race and all that, tell me what it is, and then I'll help you custom make shit. Because the sub races, they don't have a lot of them.
What is, like, why would I want to have strength and stuff?
That's your basic attack rolls, pretty much. How strong you hit.
Well, no, that certain weapons. All right, so the weapons you use, you can either use a strength, like, or strength based or dexterity based. If, like, let's say you're playing a character that normally, like, just build wise from his race would be really strong, you'd want to play with more weapons that are strength based. Because then you would have a higher chance to hit the enemy, and you would do more damage.
I'm not sure all that line of serves you or me.
How about this?
Because cowpoke, you are a man of profoundly limited intelligence.
There's like different classes.
Well,
It helps knowing what you want to be to pick how good or evil you are, and what kind of build you want, like how strong, how quick. Like if you want to be a rogue, someone who wants to steal from just about anyone, or be able to just lockpick a door, that helps determine. Or if you want to be like a paladin, which kind of is like a Templar, if you know what they are. They're a knight that's just kind of like healing, good magic. There's warlocks. There's
So Ryan, what I'm here? Have you chosen anything yet for your race? Or are you still looking at stuff?
I'm still looking. I was gonna Dragonborn.
It might be better to go to the class then if you still don't for sure know what you want. Because if you know what class you want to play, then you can figure out what race to choose. Because certain races, like Josh said, are better at certain classes.
Yeah, remember when you first started playing Neverwinter and I had you go skip over race and then went straight to class, and then we went back to race after you picked out which one looked the coolest for you? Do that. Because having a race and then determining what class you want is kind of backwards. Know what you want to do and then build around that.
So, name whatever class you're looking at, and I'll tell you. Wait, what?
I want to be a wizard.
Okay. They can be fun, but I'm warning you. Well, click on wizard, first of all.
You're going to be a glass cannon, mind you.
Have you clicked on it?
Yeah, I'm on it.
Okay. So you see where it says, like, your weapon proficiencies?
No. Oh, wait.
It should be right
up. Let's scroll down.
Weapon proficiencies.
I can't make this bigger. That
Megan, you went in on D&D?
Weapons, dagger, darts.
Alright, so if your character ever gets a hold of one of those weapons, you get a plus, I think it's 2, to any rolls made with those weapons, because, from your class and possibly race, you're proficient with that. Now, your health, at first level, is 6 plus whatever your constitution modifier is, which is your...
+6.
So you get 6, and then whatever your constitution is, which we get to that later. So basically, your starting hit points are 6 right now, just right off the bat. So you'd pretty much be staying in the very back of all the fighting and shooting at the enemies with your spells. And you don't. And to warn you, you do not get. You get cantrips, which are unlimited spells. Like the cantrips, you can use any amount per day. But actual spells, they have certain. You have a certain amount of slots that you can use. Those that many slots per day, and then you have to take a rest, and then you get them back.
Alright.
So if you're looking down, you can choose 2 skill proficiencies, which. Arcana, so if you go, are you at the skill proficiency section right now?
Yeah.
If you choose Arcana, you get these are just adding +2 to whatever skills you choose. Arcana is more of like, you know about magic, like you would know more on checks about magical items and stuff. History is obviously more history. Insight, so insight checks, if you're talking to an NPC or something and you want to know if they're lying, you make an insight check. And if you roll high enough, I, as the DM, tell you whether or not they're telling the truth, they're lying, or if you don't roll high enough, because there isn't a set number for how high you have to roll. It kind of depends on the level of the other person or, like, how deceptive they are. So, I won't tell you whether or not you make it or not. So, if you roll really bad, I might just say, he's telling the truth. And you'll have to go with that and then rely on your intuition. So, insight checks are like, is he telling the truth? You can basically check people on whether or not you believe them or if you should. Investigation is looking for specific things. If you tell me, it's like, how you do things in this game is you tell me what you guys are doing. So, like, if you want to, like, look for something, say, like, a trap on a door, because stuff can be trapped in this game. Doors, floors, walls, shit like that. If you say, I want to look for traps on the door, because you specifically said traps, I would say roll investigation. Investigation is for specific things. Medicine, obviously, you know more about medicinal shit. And religion is pretty obvious as well. You know a lot about religions.
Okay.
So you get to choose 2 of those. So which
I
ones
did
would
the
you...
one that you were talking about magic, and I did the insight one.
So Arcana and Insight. Alright. If you scroll down some more, you see cantrips. So at first level, you will know 3 cantrips. Now, those 3 cantrips, we can get to them later. You also have a spell book that contains 6 first level wizard spells. So in this game, each class, if you, like that class is allowed to use magic, have their own spell lists. So I'm not sure if it brings up that list in this site. If not, I'll have to go off-site and either you will or I'll have to send you a link to another tab that has the list. But each spell, obviously, it can range from healing spells to, like, traps. Like, my character, he's not a wizard, but I have a spell where in a 20-foot radius I can put a spike trap down. And anyone that walks into it gets damaged. And then, as a wizard, you can also do ritual castings, which certain spells aren't just, like, instantaneous. You have to use, like, a ritual, which takes time. So it would take, like, an action or 2, which is a turn for you, to actually use it. And then, there are also... The next thing down, you see Arcane Recovery.
Yep.
So that, well, once per day, there's a thing called long rest and then short rests. Short rests are like 4-ish hours and lower. Long rests are 8 hours. It's like going to bed. If you guys go for so long without taking a long rest, you get points of exhaustion. So you guys will have to pretty regularly be taking those rests, because if you take a long rest, it heals you fully. You get all your spell slots back. It helps you. You, however, once per day, if you finish a short rest, you can choose. I think it says. You can choose expended spell slots. So as you level up, you're going to get higher level spell slots, and your wizard level will be higher. So you can bring or recover as many spell slots, like the levels of those, that are equal to your wizard levels. Like if you have, right now, you're level 1 wizard. If you have 2 level 1 spell slots you want to recover, you can only do 1 of them.
Okay.
Because that's equal to your level, like your overall level.
They offered me a price, Dutch?
The equipment and stuff we get to later. Alright, now that you've chosen your class and you know what you want, go back to race.
about your brother.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I never liked him.
Then you can choose. Now, the wizards, their spellcasting
Always loved the ladies, Dutch Vanderlyn.
is, let's see here. I think their spellcasting, I think it's intelligence that they use. Yeah, intelligence is your spellcasting. So in your race, you want to either choose a human because they get +1 to everything, or you want to find a race that has higher intelligence that gets a plus to that, because that's basically your main attack is intelligence. You're not going to be fighting hand to hand with people. You're going to be letting the rest of the group deal with that while you go and
we will be your meat shields.
Your wizardry shit from behind.
So I should be a gnome.
Gnomes are pretty good as wizards. I don't know. I've never played a gnome, so I don't know the personal shit for them. You could. All right. So as in this game, when you increase an ability by 2, that ups your modifier. That's what they call it. So if you have 8 is the starting point for every single thing. So right now, if you chose gnome, you'd already have a 10. If your ability is at 8, you get a -1 to every roll that has that ability, tacked to it. Because you have a 10, you're at 0 right now. When I tell you about putting points into shit, most of your points are going to go into intelligence, and then the rest are going to go kind of around that.
Okay.
So if you want to play a gnome, you already are at basically a 0 modifier for intelligence right now. So you're already, any roll you make is not modified at all. There's nothing taking away from it or adding to it yet. Now your alignment. What alignment are you going to choose? By the way, gnomes, they can live to 300, or from 300 to 50, or in 50 years to almost 500 is the oldest they can get, and they turn into an adult around the age of 40.
Hey, Jake, I have a quick question. Why is it humans are always depicted to be the superior race when things could be 500 some years old, and that's still their teenage years?
I don't know. Hell, in these games, humans really aren't depicted as superior races. The fact that they get a +1 to everything is because they're so shit half the time.
It kind of goes along with Skyrim too, if you think about it.
Yeah.
There are fucking races that are so much more intelligent and stronger at the same time. Humans, we're better than you.
Because there's more of them.
Be our slave.
So Ryan, gnomes, when you're choosing your alignment, gnomes are most often good. But there are some evil ones around, in the gnome community, but most of all, they're pretty good. So if you're trying to play, realistic towards your class and race,
you would chaotic good.
That would probably be the most evil you would go. So you'll do some evil shit, but not very evil. Stealing would probably be the highest thing you would do. It's for the greater good.
All right, so now to abilities.
Well, hold on. Let me see here. Anything else in this section? As a gnome, you're slower in combat. So speed and stuff. Each square on the map is 5 feet, and you as a gnome have 25 feet to move. So you get 5 squares each turn.
Do you worry about that stuff?
Feet?
Yeah.
Yes. Feet I worry about.
You're actually the first person that I know that knows that.
I played my first game worrying about feet. And honestly, it makes some pretty intense moments when 2 people go off on a stealth mission, a little bit away from the party, and the rest of the party, combat starts, and they have to take turns to get there and help. Jesus. So Ryan, are you still in the race section right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Your language proficiencies are common and gnomish. You have advantage on all intelligence Wisdom, and Charisma saving throws that are against magic. So you're kind of magic resistant. As a gnome, since you live underground, you're between 3 and 4 feet tall and an average of 40 pounds. You have dark vision, so if you guys are in any section that I exclaim is dark and like almost pitch black, you'll see it almost if it's in dim light. So you can see in dim light for 60 feet as if it was like bright out, and in complete darkness as if it were dim light. But if you're in darkness, you can't ask like what color is something. It'll be like shades of gray that you can see.
Okay.
You also need to choose a sub race down at the very bottom. So before you choose the rock gnome, I'm gonna look up sub races for gnomes.
Unless you really like the rock gnome
or whatever it's called. All right.
So
gnomes and Dungeons and Dragons. The gnome race. All right. If you ever want to look something up, just go to D&D Beyond, because they have pretty much everything for any race, class, whatever. So your sub races. There's deep gnomes, which are they're good, like just alignment wise, they're good, but they live deep underground, and their skin is more of like a grayish kind of ashy color, and they're more used to fighting with like the monsters that are way down in like the caves and tunnels of the Underdark. They aren't very like happy all the time because they're so like oppressed in where they live, but they are very inventive, and their expertise is directed towards stonework. So I'm trying to see if you can get anything else from being a deep gnome. You get superior dark,
and it was just saying I get like a +1 in Constitution. So what does Constitution do?
Constitution is your health.
Okay.
That and like checks with Constitution help against like if you get poisoned or something. So like if you open a bottle or some shit and poison like vapors come out at you, you would roll a Constitution saving throw. And the higher Constitution like points you have, the easier it's going to be to not get poisoned.
How long does it take to kill me? Good lord!
So Ryan, if you were a deep gnome, you would get
Stupid
superior
thing
dark
didn't
vision.
want to kill, and then they were like, "Oh, hey, he's out." And then there's 4 of them, and they're all missing 70% of their shots, and it's like, good god, y'all suck.
You're gonna go with rock gnome?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. You have, well, it's probably gonna show up in there. So let me.
Yeah, it's telling me.
So rock gnome. All right, as a rock gnome, you get the Constitution. Tinker's tools are like shit that you like would make stuff with. So they're technically they're artisans' tools, but using these tools, you can create like a tiny clockwork device. You can create what else? You can create a fire starter. Most of the stuff you would make with that, I don't really worry about. Like, if you want,
that's
just
for like
fun,
super in depth.
Yeah, if you want, like that's for someone like a group that's trying to play like really realistic, where like you have to be, your characters have to be eating and drinking every day and shit, and like making sure you guys are keeping up. Like you, in mine, I don't worry about ammo, eating, drinking, shit like that. I don't worry about that. I just assume that your characters are not retarded and are able to do it.
Oh, you gotta be freaking kidding me.
Okay. With that chosen, go back to class just to make sure nothing went away. Make sure all that's still there. Everything's alright. Go to abilities now. Now this is where it's gonna get tricky. When you hit ability score method, just go custom. So I need you to look up something in a different tab. I need you to look up D&D 5e point calculator. And when you look that up, it should something, the first one, like the first link, should say above it, chicken-dinner.com. It's really weird, but it's the best one I found. When you click on that, it should be like a kind of gray box with, like, it says calculator, custom rules, rules as written, stuff like that.
Not this hard the first time.
Hit custom rules. Where it says available points, go to put that up to 32. Then where it says maximum purchasable point, or like bonuses, stuff like that, put that up to 18.
Okay.
So, go back to the calculator then, and select your race as gnome. So it already is going to put in your your other shit. Also put in rock gnome.
Seriously, you got
It's down and closer to the bottom. Or not to the bottom. You found it? Yeah, in the site that we're using, there's not a lot of there's a forest gnome. So all your like bonuses are already added in. Now you see down below where it says total points.
What are you stuck on?
Yeah. You're gonna use those points to up your shit. So if you go back to the Roll20 for a second.
Okay.
It should say up at the top, suggested abilities.
Why is this so fucking difficult this time?
Intelligence, Constitution, Dex, and Charisma.
I don't see that.
If you go scroll to the very top of the ability section, you see it? That means
my strength is 0, Constitution 1, Intelligence 2.
Yeah. So no, in Roll20.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, alright. So go back to the point calculator for a second. Your main ones you're going to want to do is Intelligence, Constitution, and Dexterity. The first 3 are like the main ones, and then the other 1 or 2 you can kind of get away with at the beginning. So put your Intelligence already. Let's just put 2 more points into that right now. So that puts you at 12, which gets you a +1. If you put 2 more, you still have 28 points left to like buy with, and you already have a +2 to your Intelligence. Go ahead and put 2 into Constitution. So you're at a 0 with the +1. Go for another 2 in Intelligence. I'm trying to do the math in my head right now. Alright. You're gonna want to go and do... I'm trying to do math in my head. Hold on. Okay, so you can do 2 things here. One, I would just say screw strength, keep that at an 8. So you will not be doing, as like your role in the party, you won't be doing a lot of strength-based like tests or shit, or like activities.
Mm-hmm.
So I would leave strength at an 8. Doing the math in my head, I was able to put... Since you have a +1 to Constitution, I would, to get the most out of like your health each level, right now I'd put that at a 15, like in the actual points you put in.
What does point cost 15?
No, where it says ability score 15.
Oh, okay, I'm there.
So if you see you have the +1, which equals 16 overall, so you get a +3, so your starting health is 9 instead of 6. And then every level, we take the average. So I don't know what the average for a wizard is, but you can either roll 1d6 or you can take an average, which it's a lot safer to take an average because if you roll, you can get a 1 for your health that level, and you'd only be getting 4 points of health instead of maybe 7 or whatever, which I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but it adds up. I put intelligence at a 16 for ability score. So with the +2, you're getting an 18 overall, which gives you a +4 to any intelligence rolls. So your spell casting, any spell you cast, all your spells are intelligence, any spell you cast already has a +4 to it. So you're automatically getting at least a 6, because if you roll a natural 1, it automatically fails. No matter what, it automatically fails since it's a critical fail. So the lowest you can roll with it being effective is a 2. So you're already having a 6 no matter what, and on spells, sometimes it's just damage that you're rolling. Let's see. Wisdom, I have it at 12, so you get a +1 because you kind of need to be somewhat, like, wisdom-y. Dexterity, I have as a 12. And then Charisma, I have it at 10 right now, which should leave you with 1 point left. And you can put that into... If you put that into Strength, it's not going to do anything. It's not even going to take away the -1 to it, because it's not an even number you're going to. Basically, right now, you can put... You can't even put it in
Constitution.
You can't, because the higher up it gets, the more points it costs per, like, a score you put in. So if you put that in, you get sent up to 34 points used instead of, like, 32. So Constitution, right now you can leave it at a 15. I'll explain why later. I would put... You can choose by yourself. If you want it in Dexterity, you can put 1 point into that. You can put 1 point into Wisdom, or you can put 1 point into Charisma. Now, when you reach, I think it's level 4, you get the ability to either take a feat, which is... I can explain later, but right now the quick explanation is... It gives your character more, like, skills, or, like, abilities that they can do because of that feat.
Okay.
Or you can take 2 points and put 1 into, or like 1 each into 2 separate abilities, so like Constitution or whatever, or you can take 2 and put them into 1 thing. So right now,
I just put it in the Wisdom.
So you have a Wisdom at a 13.
Yeah.
At level 4, if you decide to choose the 2 points, you can either put 2 into Intelligence, because the max you can go up to is 20. Because 20 in like an ability gives you a +5. So you could either max out your Intelligence at level 4, you could put your Constitution up to a 4 at that point, you would get +4 to that, and then you could put your Wisdom up to a +2, or you can take a feat. So go back to Roll20 and put the values into each thing. So put like 8. I'll read them out to you. Just tell me which one you're on.
Strength. It's 8.
8. 12 for Dexterity.
Okay.
15 for Constitution.
Okay.
16 for Intelligence.
Okay.
13 for Wisdom.
Mhm.
And 10 for Charisma.
Okay.
Alright. So let me put those in because I'm following along with you right now. 12. Constitution is a...
Hey Jake, quick question. If I go New Game Plus, do I restart my, what is it? District completion percentage?
I think.
Damn.
You have multiple saves, dummy.
No, I want to finish it, but I'm trying to do all the crimes.
Yeah,
because...
I would wait to do New Game Plus.
Because my biggest problem is I'm not district completion. I'm trying to get all the crimes done, but some of them I don't have all the demon crimes completed. So
yeah, it resets everything.
Damn it.
Because I have New Game Plus on.
Okay. All right, Ryan. You can go to background now.
Oh, what did you say, Ryan?
It keeps all your skills as Spider-Man, but it resets everything else, so it's a totally different game. Like,
I have to do it no matter what because I need to get what are they called? Demon crimes.
Okay, I'm
Fuck.
background page.
Alright, so Ryan, in this site, they're kind of shit with the backgrounds. You can choose the Acolyte, which is kind of shitty, to be honest. Like, you get extra things. So the Acolyte gives you skill proficiencies on Insight and Religion. So Ryan, what I would have you do is if you chose Acolyte, I would have you go back to your class and change the Insight proficiency to something different, because the proficiencies, they don't stack. So you'd just be wasting a potential skill, like proficiency.
I will bet. I'll do that, and then go to class.
And then
I'll change
tell me which one you
Insight
change.
to Investigation.
You are a smart man. Investigation gets you.
I love the fact that you are actually like thinking outside the box here, Ryan.
So the good thing about Acolyte is you get 2 language proficiencies. So in this game, when you come across different creatures and shit, not everything's gonna speak your language. So if they don't speak your language and you don't speak theirs, I'll be saying
Gnomish.
I'll be saying like shit, and you as a player will understand it. Not like you as like yourself, like Ryan will understand it, but you as your character, you ain't gonna know shit. You're gonna have to play it off like you don't know anything they're saying.
Alright.
So any of these, I'll tell whichever one you want me,